The Footy was created on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to all First Nations people and acknowledge their profound contribution to the game we bloody love.
This is a Grouse House podcast.
It's back. Oh, you've been having a lovely time without it. Seeing family, reconnecting with friends, eating fruit, seeing stunning acting performance from Ray Fiennes, Stanley Tucci, John Lithgow in the film Conclave, stunning vocals from Cynthia Erivo in Wicked, but something deep down, right down in your gullet, down in the laurels of your scrot territory, something was missing. Oh, you've had fun adventures, sure, but nothing quelled the gaping hole. Deep in your gaping hole, something was lacking. You were yearning for a morsel of a goal review. A Doug Nicholls round Guernsey, player movement rumours, peak hour traffic with SEN on, 4 and 20, Phillies, Balfours, Mrs. Max, Nationals, people called Jared, a Kayo streaming circle graphic on loop, sunset at 3 in the afternoon, 4 premiership points, a score review. It's a wanting a team you hate to win because you hate the other team more. It's getting mad at a 22-year-old because he isn't running as fast as you'd like him to, despite the fact that you're an out-of-shape 36-year-old. It's the number one sport that nobody in the world knows about. It's NAB ads on loop for 9 months. It's putting your arms up to get scanned by a nice security person, then turning around and getting your bot scanned as well. It's getting on board, then off board, then back on board, then finally off board with your team. It's 15 minutes later thinking, I got a bit carried away there after a game. The speckies, the bananas, the 1%ers, daisy cutters, siren, score review, the glory, the footy. Folks, the footy is back. Our batteries are recharged. Our hot dogs are boiled and our pills are primed, revitalised and ready. So folks, it's back, we're back, you're back. For the first Monday in the AFL Premiership season, let's bounce that pill. Sup, fuckers?
Hey,
and welcome to the Footy with Broden Kelly. This is a football podcast that takes itself a little bit less seriously. Watch.
Watch out.
Did you see that? A bit silly.
Yeah.
You won't hear Kane do that.
No, he's very serious.
Not the Undertaker's brother or the one on SEN. My name's Broden. I was in a video called Pud and I made $1 billion off it.
Yeah.
And now I built an empire. An empire with my friend Tom to talk about footy. And then we rolled in our mate Marnie. And now we are doomed to do this until we die. How are you, Tom? This
So
is Tom.
good, mate.
Please
So
welcome
good to be
Tom.
back. Hey, how's everyone going? How are you?
Excited for the footy.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Oh, what are you, Big Kevin over there?
Yeah. Who's Big Kevin?
Big Kev?
Big Kev?
Big Kevin.
I don't know Big Kevin.
Big Kevin, he had the detergent and he would make you'd say, I'm excited, and then he passed away.
Yeah, no, I don't know Big Kevin.
You don't
but
remember Big Kevin?
No, I don't remember Big Kevin.
Big Kevin was excited.
Yeah, right.
And then he passed away.
Passed away.
But that's not, we shouldn't be talking about
not when I
the
hear
late
the
Big
dog
Kevin 5 minutes into the footy pod,
Yeah,
Tom.
yeah.
Welcome to the footy season, Tom.
Thank you for having me.
AFL Toyota Premiership season. Favourite Toyota car?
Arcadia.
That is a Holden car.
Holden,
a discontinued Holden car.
Then I like the...
But I'll take it as an answer.
Don't I drive a Toyota?
Yes.
Yeah, I drive a Yaris.
No, you don't drive. Isn't that a
Don't
little
I?
Corolla?
A little Corolla? Toyota Corolla? Is it a Toyota Yaris?
Oh, no, it could be a Yaris. My
I've got a
mistake.
little Yaris. I used to have a Corolla. I sold
Yaris hatchback.
Sold it for $1,000.
Oh, we are firing, folks. We are back. It's like we never left. Tom,
Yeah.
how have you told me off air that you've had a pretty slow since we stopped at the end of the W season. Congratulations, North, by the way.
Yeah.
Since the end of the W season, you kind of just laid around on your ass. Is that right?
Yeah. Had a second child.
Oh, you had a child.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Congratulations.
Thank you
Tom.
so much. Her name's Arcadia. She's very precious.
Can you put a little clap in the chat in the post?
Yeah. Little clap.
Yes. So let's talk about Arcadia.
Yeah.
It's a Greek word.
Yes, it is.
And what does it mean?
Well, it's sort of like a complex, but it was sort of a place, like a sort of ethical, philosophical sort of place, and it was like those that didn't go to war were the Arcadians. You know what I mean? They were the potters and the bakers and stuff.
Those that didn't go to war were the Acadians.
Yeah, and it was often an insult, like you're Acadian, you know, because you're not a warrior.
A Spartan's Greek.
I think so. Or at least modern day Sparta's in Greece. I don't know.
Because there's a bit of like, you could raise your children to be great warriors.
Yeah, I could.
Arcadia.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I said this
Atlas.
other day, but Atlas and Atlas got the full Titan and, you know, goddess sort of name and stuff. And Arcadia.
Yeah, you got cool names for your kids.
A nice chill one. But ethically, it sort of means the philosophy of Arcadia is being ready for anything.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like an inner peace and being accepting of woe that comes your way.
Well,
we need
we need a few more Arcadias at the D's. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
just a bit more control.
Yeah, but really, what's in a name? We just think it's cool.
I was thinking, what would I name my kid?
Broden Jr.
Yeah, that's great.
It would be funny, but because Broden's a unique name.
You know what I thought of? And I was like, I actually got around it until I realised we went to uni with someone with the same name.
Yeah,
Jack.
There's nothing wrong with Jack.
Jack Kelly, because I like it.
Yeah. I love Jack Kelly.
But Jack Kelly's a good name because I feel like it feels like old Aussie.
Yeah,
and then also it's gender neutral.
Yes.
And I would get the F around it.
Yeah, I like
Fuckers.
Jack. I like Jack. I've got a few kids in my life called Jack.
Even though we went to school with someone called Jack Kelly, would it be weird if I called my kid Jack Kelly?
No, because I adore Jack Kelly.
What about Zach Ruane?
That would be a little odd.
Yeah, fair enough.
Zach Ruane Kelly.
Now, what else? Tom, you went away and you prepared top 8 things that you did in the off-season.
Yeah, I did, yeah. I thought we said we'd do a wacky top 8 up the top called top 8 things I did on this off-season, but I didn't prepare it.
Well, there you go. But
Number 1, had a child.
Yep.
Number 2, stayed in a hotel with my son while he had gastro for 3 days.
Yeah, let's talk about that very briefly, and we will get to footy, folks. But this is a lot. And if you're joining us for the first time, don't worry. Usually we're really on it.
Yeah.
But no, so yes, Arcadia was booked quickly, by the way.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
I got a message. It was like, Elle's gone into labour.
Yeah.
And then a minute later, she's like, got a baby.
Yeah.
It was really full on.
Arcadia almost joined us in the car park, and I'm not exaggerating. It was like 10 minutes off. It was incredibly close to being born in the car park of the Austin Hospital.
Good shit. And then immediately your firstborn son got gastro.
Yeah, he got gastro, and it was just too hard to keep him away from the newborn. So I went and stayed with him in a tiny hotel room while he vomited and shit all over me for 3 days.
Yeah, lovely. And it's great. And lovely to have you all back listening to the pod.
Yeah.
And then it was across the road from that Yeezy's place, yeah?
Yeah. Finding Yeezys. No, it's called. That's the name of a.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's that burger place.
It's the guy, the Kanye, the bad guy.
Yeah, that guy.
He sued him because they have a burger place, college dropout
in Ivanhoe.
And it's very TikToky, and the kids go and have it.
Yeah, I did, and I stayed opposite there.
Did you have some?
Yeah, I had some. It was not bad.
Great. Well, that was a great top 8.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, some quick housekeeping. Do you want to add more people to Supercoach?
I do. So,
if you want to join us in Supercoach or tipping, get your tush over to tipping.
So, have you got the tipping code? No,
I haven't changed it on the LinkedIn. I should change it on the LinkedIn and just go. We'll do it after this. We'll go go on the LinkedIn of the Instagram and stuff, and it'll be there. And then Supercoach as well.
Yeah, and I'll just quickly say I've got a Supercoach league that everyone can join, 219339. But tonight, if
that's
you're listening...
Easy. Yeah. 219339.
If you're
11.
listening today on Monday, I'm doing a Supercoach draft tonight. I need 10 more players, 8:30 Melbourne time. So if you want to join in, shoot me a message on
we have
Instagram
8 listeners, though.
Or whatever. Then that will make a full 20. I'm doing a draft. It'll be fun. Join.
A draft, as in the light ale.
As in a Supercoach draft.
I'm so embarrassed right now.
You should be. So I need 10 more players. So
and then
shoot me a message.
Tipping will just be on the LinkedIn.
Yeah, I can read out the tipping code as well if you want.
We might even put it on the stories.
Yeah, do it. I tried to do it on the story the other day and it didn't work.
We got our crew Paddy up in the house as well. Paddy doing great work. Paddy came to us in the off season from Channel 7. We took him
Took him.
And he said, I want to be part of something special. And he said, great. 5 minutes in, talking about Atlas shitting himself. But it's great to have you, Paddy.
Yeah,
and
so we're on the official AFL tipping website. So tipping.afl or whatever it is. MJ2JA6X5.
Do you know what's good about doing it on the official AFL website is you get to remember that crypto.com exists.
Yes, yeah. 100%. That code again, MJ2JA6X5. And if that's too hard, then just go to our socials and click on the LinkedIn.
Or just every time there's a game on, go, I think this team's going to win, and keep note of it.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually.
Now, Tom.
Yeah.
Give me, for the first time in 2025, one of them frickin' stings. One of my favourite stings, that one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Now, Tom,
Yes.
Speaking of stings,
Yeah.
you have been raising children.
Yeah.
You have been putting out other great podcasts, the Mel and Sam podcast and Zach Amish and all these ones.
Yeah.
But you've also been stinging it up. Is that correct?
Been stinging it up. I wanted to come in fresh this season.
Oh, yeah, like a...
Like a Subway footlong.
nothing less fresh in my mind than...
Their whole motto is like, eat fresh or some shit.
But it's not bread legally. I mean, if they want to sponsor us, it's the best bread.
Yeah, I
there
mean,
is.
I've recently eaten 3 footlongs in one session.
Do you know what I would... Do you know what I would do
Yeah.
if I had a... Do you know what? At 36 now...
Yeah.
I'm called 36 Broden this year. Broden's 36 Broden with the tiny throat.
Yeah.
You know what I would do immediately after having a footlong Subway? Me? Go and have a big glass of Metamucil. Because I know that would not pass through you effectively.
That's so funny. I ate 3 in a row and felt the best I'd felt in months.
That's
so fucked.
that's the death rattle if I've ever heard one.
Yes, but here's the thing, right? We're coming this year and there's a couple of things I wanted to do, right?
Coming hard.
One, I wanted a sting for every team. So last year we didn't have a sting for every single team. So that was objective 1.
Okay. That's a goal for the year.
No, I've done it now.
Oh,
We're ready to
goal
rock.
achieved.
But also the reason I wanted to do that is I wanted to start working on new ones, Broden. Because some of that, we've had some feedback. Some Geelong fans didn't like the Stevie J sting from last year. They didn't think that was a good moment, you know?
Oh, yeah, right.
So and I didn't want to make
Geelong
a second.
weren't happy.
I didn't want to make a second Geelong one until we had one for every team. You see what I'm
You
saying?
maybe talk to who's that company who Chris Scott works for? Is the
Cotton
team
On,
the
or-
team building expert? Who's
Yeah,
the guy
yeah.
who could do a song about that?
Do a
Anyway,
song about that. So I've made 6.
oh,
And
this is it. Oh, we're back, folks. I hope you're enjoying it. I missed you all. I'm so happy we took a break because I've
Yeah.
got energy.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, the last time I made 6 stings for the pod was...
Never.
Never.
Okay, go. So what have you started with? Do you want to tell us what it is, or do you want to tell?
Well, yeah, I think I'll tell it what it is because some of them you won't know what it is until the end, you know? So
Yeah.
So the first one is we never had a Richmond one all last year.
Well, now's the time because here they come.
Here they come. And you know what? It was quite hard to find moments for, like, good commentary moments for Richmond, I found. But I found 2 in the end that I love. I wanted to do a dusty grand final one, but I settled on 2 others, all right?
Okay, great.
So the first one...
The Richmond Tigers, yeah?
Yeah, the Richmond Tigers. So the first one is when Jake King got into a fight.
Oh, yeah, okay, great. Is this a Triple M James Brayshaw?
Yeah.
Okay.
A Shepherd arrangement back to back.
Oh, the Collingwood tackling. Look at the Collingwood boys.
King.
They're into it.
Trying him, all of them.
Do a push-up with them on top of you, Jakey.
Oh, that's some of your best work.
Isn't that funny?
I wanted to go to London
Yeah.
and just start throwing haymakers in East London then. Brah,
Do
brah.
a push-up with them on top of you, Jakey.
Big nun. Rah, rah. Here we go, with the club, right?
I really like that. I don't know if it's like appropriate to be,
I love
supporting violence on the podcast or whatever, but it is funny.
I can see myself walking my dog
Yeah.
in the park and hearing that as an intersection between 2 themes of the podcast.
Yes.
Oh, that's very good. That's some of your best work.
100%. Now, the next one for a Richmond one. So Richmond didn't have one all last year, now got 2.
2 Richmonds, just in time for us to talk about... All right, let's do the Richmond sting. Now, Uze's got to go. And then... All right, hit that Richmond sting. Now, Richmond haven't won a game. It's round 23 and Richmond haven't won a game.
So this
Good.
was after, I don't know his first name, but someone called Lloyd kicked a goal after the siren. Yeah. Sam Lloyd, maybe.
Every kid dreams of this opportunity.
Did you slow him down?
Lloyd from 40
That's real him.
to win the
Here it comes.
Bananas at the G.
Ooh. Now, this is right in your wheelhouse, this is. Because you're a dubstep dog.
Oh, yeah, I like a dubstep. They've gone bananas at the G.
That's very good. So we will about BT.
Yeah.
And I often, and will many, many times this year.
Times.
But he does have he's good in that moment.
He features a lot in this. Well, no,
Yeah.
sometimes
This
he
is
says
truly
silly
just
things.
Brian Taylor
It is,
stuff.
it is. Sometimes he says silly things, and occasionally he does a really good call.
The horny one.
Yeah, the horny one. This next one, it was a call of his as well, I think.
Okay, great. And
So
that's
this-
the two Richmond ones are fire and a half.
Yeah, and if you have, and this year, I'm determined. I'll do things every week. If you guys have got good stuff,
Jesus!
send them through.
You're a madman.
We got to do it. So this next one is we didn't have a Freo one. All these years, no Freo. And you know what the Freo fans are like? Where's the Freo sting? So this is...
Freo, we have got you a sting.
we got you a sting, all right? Now shut up. So this is
All right, here we go.
Hayden Ballantyne, round 9.
Just in time for them to potentially win the flag this year.
Yeah, potentially.
And also, Justin Longmire is gone on this weird contract.
Oh,
You
yeah,
aware of this?
year. An actual, like a Brendan Bolton sort of thing.
Just a contract year-by-year
Yeah.
situation.
Like a staff member.
Yeah.
Jack Clark. Look at Ballantyne. Will he take him on? He looks at Rivers and he says, "You're a little old. I'm young and I'm sneaky." Around one. Ames lets it rip. Oh, Ballantyne. He just looked at him and he said, "I have got you covered, Jarrett. You are not the same that I am."
Oh, yeah, I like that.
You are not the same as I am. It's like one
Ballantyne.
of those hard NBA edits. You know?
Ballantyne was a real pain in the ass, but Freo would have loved him.
Yes, 100%.
Well, that's a great one, Tom.
That's a great one.
Freo.
Good on you, Freya. Now this one is for the North fans out there because
North!
we didn't
Rising.
we didn't have a North sting for all these years. No North sting.
Well, North in their practice game on Saturday, do you know what they scored?
No,
69 points. So,
that's funny.
perfect time to give them a sting, you know what I mean?
So there's a lot of great North Melbourne moments we could have gone with, and we can build on this. But the one I found that I really liked was, do you remember Boomer Harvey's point of the century?
Nah.
He ran basically from half back,
Oh, okay.
took 7 bounces, then kicked it behind. It's incredible.
It's Longmuir.
Longmire. Longmire was the horse one.
I always get them both confused.
Yes, it's very difficult.
John Longmuir
There's no Longmire anymore.
and John Longmuir and Justin Longmuir.
Justin Longmire.
Justin Longmuir, John Longmire.
Yeah, no John Longmire anymore. You don't have to get it wrong anymore.
Thank God.
Thank
Justin
God.
Longmuir.
Here's Brent Harvey's point of the century.
He's away. 2 bounces.
They won't get him.
3 bounces.
They won't get him.
4 bounces. 5
won't get him.
bounces. 6 bounces. 7 bounces. Brett Harvey has kicked.
Yeah. Point.
He's hit a poster. It's just very funny as well.
Shit, yeah. I love that. Congratulations, North.
Here's an Adelaide one because we never had an Adelaide one.
Really?
Yeah. And this is a shout out to my boy Jordan Dawson. We all know what this is.
Extraordinary, captivating drama is going down to the last. Jordan Dawson, in his first showdown, has the game on his boot.
It's coming
There's
back.
nothing the
Is that what it
coaches
is?
can do.
Yes.
It's only one man to cover himself in glory. It's coming back and got there. The scenes at the Adelaide Oval.
Oh, yeah. That's very good, that one.
That's fun, isn't it?
Give me the drop again.
The scenes at the Adelaide Oval.
Oh, yeah. Jeez, that got me a bit excited. I'm going to have a glass of Metamucil. That was great.
I'm going to edit all these down, obviously, because
Yeah.
these are the extended versions.
This is what I'm picturing in my head. I was like, what's that drop I'm going to hear? The scenes at the Adelaide Oval.
Yeah,
and, you know,
exactly.
that can extend out to any gather-round games that are at Adelaide
100%.
Oval. Some, it's a good one.
And here's the last one I did just for fun. I just found this when I was looking for great bits of commentary and I absolutely loved it. This is
DJ, spin that shit.
Bontempelli's goal of the year.
I'm here. He done it again. Dangerous to do that. Frawley. Stevens waiting for Bontempelli. Found a way out. That is an unbelievable effort from
Oh, what's this?
If that doesn't get you off the couch at home, bro,
What is this?
nothing will. This is some song I feel.
I like that.
Yeah, so that's new Stings.
Tom, congratulations.
Thank you, mate.
Give me that first one again for the Sting as we rock it with our seconds. Hit it.
King, 6 of them! Trying him, all of them! Do a push-up with him on top of you, Jakey!
Yeah, that's hot. I want to talk with you about obviously the rights have changed this year. Are you across this, Tom?
Yeah, no, I am. I won't spoil. You can explain it all, but I'm vaguely across it.
Let's just start with Saturdays, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what's happening with Saturdays?
So there'll be no free to air on Saturday.
No free to air on Saturday.
So I feel like Sevens chased the Thursday and Friday, right? But given up the Saturday.
Prime times,
Yeah.
which is, probably where most people are watching. So, a Thursday, Friday, and then a Sunday.
Yeah.
But if you want to watch your team on Saturday,
Yeah.
you got to get Kayo,
You got to get KO.
which is now $40 a month.
Yeah.
And that reminds me, we share an account.
Yeah, we share an account.
So I got to send you some monny.
No, because I share your NBA account.
Yeah, but you don't watch NBA anymore.
Well, and you get a good coverage on KO, actually, with the NBA, so...
So you've told me I've got to send you some money. But that's too much. But then also there's all the digital memberships for all the clubs. That's the back. Save about $100 there.
Yeah, you can. I haven't bothered to do that, even though I've known about it on this pod for 2 years.
Yeah. You
silly.
should.
I should.
But I think... if you have a full super fuck off membership, do you still get it, or do you have to get the digital membership?
I think it might be an incentive to buy an extra membership, yeah. Because I don't think I'm getting a KO subscription with my sons. Like, that, defeats the purpose, I think.
Yeah.
They want you to get Sun's digital membership because you live in Melbourne,
Subscription. Digital subscription.
Digital subscription.
So anyway, let's just talk through that first before I'm going to review the KO Sports Super Saturday ad. Should I do it now?
Yeah. I mean, I have one thing quickly I'd love you to talk about.
Let's talk about all the other days, right?
Okay, great.
So, but yeah, please, go ahead.
But my question was there not a year when we were growing up, like maybe 10 years ago, when it was entirely Foxtel and there was no free to air? Or
Great
is that
question.
Great notes? Never been
question,
the case?
Tom. When I was a lad,
Yeah.
Hitler was on the march, and we had to stop him.
Yeah.
But then I came back, and you
Yeah.
couldn't watch many Melbourne, and games would be replayed. So
Yeah,
there'd be a
that's right.
live game and a replayed game.
And the live ones were on Fox, right? And then it would be...
There was some live games.
Yeah.
There was definitely, I remember, not that long ago, when I moved out of home in 2013, 14, at the age of 30.
Yeah.
No, I was younger. I would go to the pub to watch games.
Yeah.
Because my family had Foxtel, but I didn't have.
Yeah.
So there were games you would just miss, or you'd have to go to the pub.
So it's always been a thing, but it's never been like on Saturday there's no
games at all. Yeah, like you'd have your Saturday night games.
Yeah.
Where I'm curious about though is if an interstate team, I don't have the answer for this, and maybe someone in this room will, but if an interstate team like Adelaide is playing on a Saturday, that often meant that would be broadcast on Channel 7.
in Adelaide.
Even though it's a Fox coverage thing.
But only in the state?
In the state.
that's
I
what you
believe
mean,
that's going to continue to happen.
Yeah.
I actually don't know about it, but that would make it'll be on delay.
It'll be on delay.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
I don't
that's
think-
what is that shit?
Is that crazy? I don't know. I feel like that's better than nothing. But it's not perfect, obviously.
I feel like if it's in
better
your
than nothing.
local area, West Coast sell out every game anyway, so
So people want to watch it live. And then I guess it's, Fox.
But I
has
guess
that
you can watch it on
incentive.
KO anyway.
You go watch on KO, or you do what you do and go to pub and watch it.
I like the idea of everyone being able to watch, a lot of games, but then I don't know. How do you feel about it?
I feel like, I think it's like, it's not perfect, obviously, but I feel like this is the way media is going. Like, eventually, we're going to have to pay for everything.
I remember I was in the UK on a show once, and the Ashes were on. They were in England, and I just couldn't watch it.
Yes, and I think that's something really frustrating about if you're in America and you want to watch a Philly game, but you're in LA.
Yeah, so
It's incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
Like, unless you live in Philly, and then the locally Philly NBC or
That's
whatever.
the worst thing about America right now.
Yeah.
Is that when you're in LA, you can't watch a Philly game.
You can't watch it. You can't.
That
It
is
is
the
incredibly
worst.
difficult.
I haven't checked the news lately, but yeah.
However, I feel like this seems to be the trend. Like America sets a lot of trends for media, right?
Money.
Money,
The
like-
almighty dollar, Tom.
Yeah, and if it is better for our teams, and I don't know, but that's a very privileged take that I've given right then. That's just the future. Get used to it. But
The other thing to note is that with all the coverage this year, there's going to be Channel 7 coverage for Channel 7 games.
yeah,
With commentators from Channel 7.
yeah,
and then on Fox Footy, they're going to have their own commentators.
Yeah.
So in the previous years, Channel 7 would take Friday nights, and then, the Fox team would do a pre-show and then throw to the Channel 7 coverage. You hear Luke Darcy and a Brian Taylor and doing the thing.
Yeah.
Not anymore, Tom.
No.
If you have Kayo on, you'll never hear Brian Taylor again.
Which I'm personally stoked. My personal preference is I much prefer the Fox Footy calling team, except for one caller who I dislike immensely, who I will not name on this podcast.
Go on, say it. Say it.
I really don't like the negative one.
Good one. Yeah. I think I've been... Yeah, anyway, go on.
Yeah, but overall, I'm quite happy with that. I think that Channel 7 call has its place. Brian Taylor has its place. How many stings we've got. But overall, I feel I prefer the Foxtel one.
For people my age and younger, which is also your age and younger.
Yeah, correct.
I don't think there's a proportion of AFL fans who don't know the difference between the coverages, and people go, "Goddamn KO, why can't they be more like Fox Footy?" Or it's the same fucking people. Or they'll be like Brian Taylor on KO, or there's not a real. I think most young people don't turn television on.
Yes,
I think there's a chance that young people are never going to hear Brian Taylor again.
Yeah, 100%.
Or like any of them.
Yeah. No, I would be... The only reason I would watch Channel 7 this year is to be watching it in sync when I do my watch-alongs on Twitch, because there's always that 10-second delay with KO, so people who are watching on 7 plus a Twitch delay.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I would watch it. Otherwise, I will literally never watch a Channel 7 broadcast.
The thing they're pushing now as well, though, is for the first time they can simulcast... They're on 7 plus.
Okay.
So you got your smart TV at home, you put 7 plus on, you can watch HD AFL.
Right.
And so you don't need, you know what I mean?
An aerial, right.
Yeah. Which call me old-fashioned, but all you people out there who have houses where you don't have a friggin' aerial plugged in.
Guilty.
You make me sick.
Oh, we do in the main, like downstairs, I guess.
I don't think you do.
No, we might not. We use the digital
I know
everything.
people my age going, oh, we don't even...
Yeah.
We just watch Samsung TV Plus. We watch the friggin' Gordon Ramsay channel all day.
Yeah, 100%.
Or we just, we don't watch free-to-air TV. You make me sick.
Yeah, we're on demand.
SBS World Movies. Bloody... No, that's it, I guess.
Yeah, because it's all about, Broden. People these days, they want what they want when they want. Not, it's 8:35. I missed the first 10 minutes of Titanic.
Can I get philosophical for you?
Yeah.
We live in an age now where you decide everything you watch, right?
Yeah.
And there's great power to that. You want to listen, I want to go listen to Fontaine's DC. You go and listen to Fontaine's DC.
Easy done.
So there's a real strength to that, right?
Yes.
But we lost something in people curating artwork for us.
I agree with you.
So there's something to obviously not having to watch Married at First Sight because it's the only thing that's on.
Yes.
But there is also something to SBS going, hey, I think you should watch this show.
Yeah.
And you go, I would never have thought to watch that.
100%. You're right. But the rebuttal is that the free-to-air channels have fallen so far and they're not programming anything I would like anyway.
No, hey, listen, and you've got to, if you are against Australian television networks, you've got a friend in Broden Kelly.
Yeah.
But that's just, I think there's an art to put movies on telly that you would never turn on.
I couldn't agree more. Like, we would never have discovered Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon and stuff unless Cheese TV shoved it down our throats.
Exactly right,
and
Tom.
I'm happy for that. Yeah.
By the way, maybe I'll put this later, but Common Side Effects. Have you seen this show?
No.
Or new animated show?
Oh, this is the one you're spooking.
Anyway, so that's that. But then KO has put out its big ad.
Yeah.
When it's and let's have a little breakdown of this. So this is the 45-seconder, folks.
And it's just slow motion cricket balls hitting stumps, right?
Incorrect, Thomas.
Because that's
if you haven't seen it, you will see it when you put on KO 9 million times.
Yeah.
It starts in a pub.
Okay. Oh, it's the same as last year.
And then what happens is two people walk in, and I think they represent general public.
Right.
In the wide shot, you can see two players from Richmond. Mm-hmm. Hanging out with Jared Waitley at a table. There are no beers or drinks in front of them.
Yeah. I'd like
to the left, we see Eddie Betts. Behind Eddie Betts are some extras pretending to talk to each other.
Yeah. Oh.
Kevin Sheedy is polishing the Premiership Cup, and someone's playing Saturday by Elton John.
The place to watch footy live on Saturdays is Fox Footy.
Kath Loughnan walks up and is clearly ADR'd.
Yeah.
Clearly, something didn't work and they had to re-record her voice.
Can I say something about that really quickly?
Yeah.
Speaking about putting trash on the TV, I had like Getaway on the other day, right?
Yeah, great.
And I'm looking at the screen and there's two people standing on like a lighthouse in the windiest possible place ever. Their hair's billowing in the wind.
Were they 80 yard?
That was the worst 80-yard job I've ever seen. They were just crispy clear.
Hello, I'm at a lighthouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So Kath Loughnan walks up to these people. We assume she's never met.
Yeah.
And
they got rid of the get on board. They just teased us with the get on board.
So these two people,
Yeah.
these two people just walk into a pub.
Yeah.
It's full of football players. Kath Loughnan walks up to them and does this. Once again, does this ever happen to you at a pub?
Place to watch footy live on Saturdays is Fox Footy.
What? Why would anyone do that?
Yeah, that's a voiceover, 100%.
If you walk into a pub and you see Kath Loughnan from the telly, firstly you see like Kevin Sheedy polishing a fucking cup, and you see Jared Whaley talking fully AFL players, fully right dressed in their full get up, and then Kath Loughnan walks up and sounds like this.
Yeah.
You know, the place to watch footy live on Saturdays is Fox Footy.
You'd be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. I think it's fantastical, Broden.
And so, is it high? It's high concept,
Yeah,
right?
it's high concept.
So Kath says that.
Exclusively live footy.
And then an Adelaide guy, I don't know, he has long blonde hair, turns over and says, exclusively live footy.
Show me who it is. I'll know because I know all the players.
Well, exclusively live footy.
Oh, yeah, I've got no idea who that is.
Penny wants to have a look.
Well, exclusively live footy.
No one can see. It's someone with blonde hair.
Exclusively live footy.
Look, I don't know Adelaide players at the best of times.
Yeah,
and then
I've got no
it's
idea
Dermot
who it is.
Brereton says,
Day, night, and twilight. With no
day, night, and twilight.
It's an interesting sentence.
I would just say day and night.
Yeah. I guess he's going through all the different types of football games there are. But there's also, isn't there other ones?
Day, night, and twilight.
Yeah, that's not the three types of games, are there?
It kind of is.
Oh, well then
You got a 110,
bang
a
on.
210, a 310, a 450, 540, 640, 720
Yeah, so you've
situation.
got a dusk game.
Day, night, and twilight,
Yeah,
all right?
I
And
guess fair
then
enough.
this is where I would be really fucking freaked out, right?
Yeah.
Is then Gary Lyon walks up and puts his hand on the guy's shoulder.
Yeah.
with no outbreaks in play.
Like, why have they done this? What fucked? Well, this is clearly like in like a South Yarra or a South Melbourne situation.
Yeah, nice studio.
And then we cut to the stage and Jonathan Brown is playing piano.
Oh, fun.
Play.
The Saturdays are right.
And then, so that was Jonathan Brown singing. Let's just hear that again.
The Saturdays are right. The Saturdays are right.
Well, he's done a good job there. That's showing range.
You think he's done a good job?
That's the most range. I'm surprised at Jonathan Brown. He's done a good
The
job.
Saturdays are right.
The Saturdays are right.
The Saturdays are right.
And then that all-righter
Yeah.
is Jack Rewalt, friend of the pod, Jack Rewalt.
Yeah.
And he's very camply Elton Johnny dressed up in a
Fun.
Richmond, kind of
Right.
situation.
Because he used to play for them.
Yeah.
Oh,
The whole
there goes
pub
quiet.
stops.
Yeah, of course.
In the
Jack
wide
Reebok's
shot.
there.
Lots of footy players. The whole team there. You got your Kingies sitting there. You got your Kelly Underwood. You got your Burgoyne now with them.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
fun.
Burgoyne now with them. And then who else is there? Lots of different people. And then a few extras as well. I'll
Yeah,
say.
sure, of
And then they just rock it. Sicily. Who else is there?
Oh, yeah.
And then Jonathan Brown is also Elton John.
Fun.
Now, this is what I need to talk about, right?
Yeah.
So they do a whole Super Saturday Live, la-di-da-di-da. And then, at the end of the video, at the pub, the door to the pub is closed, right?
Yeah.
And then this happens.
Oh no, boy.
Do you hear that?
That's BT.
So what?
Is that a little dig?
No, boy.
So what they've done?
That's a little dig.
So there's a shot of a man
yeah.
that is dishevelled looking.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, they've dressed them to look a bit like a pisshead.
Yeah.
And
Oh no, boy.
they've got a man who looks like, in my opinion, if I was a prosecuting lawyer,
Yeah.
Brian Taylor.
Yeah.
And they've got audio, I think, of Brian
Yeah,
Taylor.
yeah, that's something. I know that call. I
Oh,
make
no.
stings with commentary, so
Oh, you're
often
across it.
researched it. Yeah.
They've got a man who looks like Brian Taylor, made him look upset for not getting into the pub.
Yeah, I think that's great. I love throwing a few haymakers between the networks.
It's very strange.
Yeah, I like it though. Like a bit of fire. I like. We'll call it network wars.
Network wars. I love that, Tom.
Yeah.
Whenever you can make a sing. Network wars. And then whenever there's a network wars thing.
Yeah, it's like Australia's Drake and Kendrick.
Never have I been more sure that.
But it's 7 and KO.
Never have I been more sure that I'll never hear about something ever again.
Hey, I would like 7 to respond. I think we should help them respond if they refuse.
We make someone dress up as fucking
we get
Jared
Kane,
Waitley.
Kane doing a
Get a
rap.
small frail boy to dress up as Jared Waitley. Yeah.
I think that would be funny if they got into beef.
What do you think of this ad, Tom? Give it a rating out of 5.
It's better than the last ones because I don't have to get on board. But I've only seen it for the first time. I think it's odd, but it's fantastical. It's high brow. I think it's fun.
Do you know what's going to be funny on Fox Footy is when Jack Rewalt or Jonathan Brown will go, now you've been, now Brownie, you've been a little busy, mate. Can we get a look at this? And they go, yeah.
Couple of outtakes, maybe.
Yeah, a bit weird thing to do.
Yeah.
Bit of a weirdo thing to do, you know. But I'm looking forward to that back and forth. And when we do it, reach out and show me.
Yeah.
So that's all the updates for me. There's so many commentators now at Fox that we got to get across, and there's so much work for me to do and sit down and critique the 900 commentators.
Yeah.
Some of whom, for the commentators this year, are coming on this podcast at interviews that I may have already chatted to.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that down the track. But first, give me one of them stings.
The Bombers are coming hard. They're coming very hard.
MCG, we were shooting at the MCG the other day, and thank you to the team of the MCG for helping us shoot. What a pack of legends. There's some cool shit that's going to happen at the MCG that I want to talk about. One is they had it for Boxing Day, I think. This, you tap your credit card, walk in and just walk away. Are you across this?
Yeah, tell the audience all about it, Broden. I'm excited.
That's about it.
But you got to give them more context. So there's going to be in the food cafes.
They're building them everywhere at the moment,
Yeah.
right? But there's some that already exist. Prototypes, one that were there for cricket, I think.
So you go in, and as you go in, you tap your card. It has like a holding charge of like $10. You grab your food, you grab your pie, your hot dog, your water. Then it uses AI to scan those things you've got, and you just walk straight out, and it charges you.
How does it know?
So Coles already, if you put tomatoes on the thing, it comes up straight away. That
Coles have had this for years.
Yeah, it knows it's tomato.
I just grab stuff and walk out. And then a guy chases you, but you just run.
Yeah, you just run. But yeah, that's a new thing is if you put down capsicums, it knows it's capsicum. Sometimes it'll be like, have you got cucumbers or zucchinis, but it can tell. And it will just have little chips in it or something, little chips that when you go through. No, I think you've still got to put it down, right? So the camera can see it.
No.
Then it must have chips, Broden.
I know the kiosk has chips, Tom.
The little chips in the chips. Because Coles has that too.
Why they can't be rolling out thousands upon thousands of chips on a 4.20 pie pack.
At Coles, right, back when I used to work there, they have like on your steaks, they have a little security tag, which is just like a very thin, slim, barcodey looking thing.
Thin, slim, barcodey thing.
But it basically when you walk out, it picks it up. But how the bloody AI is working out what's what and who's got who and how, maybe if I walk out in the exact same pace as you'll get charged for my hamburger.
Yeah, I know. It's a brave new world.
It is.
Pros, it's very quick and it'll make it efficient.
Yeah, no lines.
Cons, I missed the chat with the sad 15-year-old who doesn't want to work there.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
I'll have a sauce, and they just give you a handful.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
yeah, I'm going to miss that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they'll have backup contingencies of that.
But don't worry, if you love lining up, you'll still be able to line up for beers, I'm sure.
No, I think they're doing... Oh, I don't know.
No, there's no way they could do it for beer because you got to check your ID, Broden.
That's a good point. Responsible service of alcohol.
Yeah.
But do you not think that an AI robot could practice responsible service of alcohol?
No, I don't think so.
Send the AI down to William Angliss TAFE for a half hour.
Half day sort of course.
Yeah.
Get them up to date.
Okay, great. Well, just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, it's
Sting.
exciting new world.
Sting.
And there's a footy club. We've got to throw them
All right,
back up.
Tom. It was a bad idea to do this podcast while the Melbourne Football Club were playing.
Yeah.
We've kicked 0 goals behind. Wait, 0 goals, 4 behind.
Yeah, and someone's injured already.
Van Rooyen was doing little runs, and that's why I said yesterday, because what we're about to talk about now, I wanted Melbourne not to play this game.
Yeah.
Because we are getting pumped with injuries across the AFL, aren't we?
Really bad. Like the worst I
chuck
can
them
remember.
chuck them all to me, Paddy, because we're going to talk through them. Let's talk through all the news. If you haven't watched AFL or you haven't been across it, like I have been sitting in my house.
Yeah.
Here's the top line news that I have.
Okay, great.
Injuries everywhere.
Yeah, and Dimmer's mad about it.
Errol Goulden's done an ankle,
Yeah.
months.
Bontempelli's got 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Yeah, there was a couple of
Jagger
concussions.
Smith.
Yeah, Jagger Smith really bad.
Season done.
A few
He's
concussions.
the Carlton number 3
Yeah.
pick. He looked like the great saviour.
Yeah.
He's out for the season.
Yeah, Max King's had a little surgery, but they didn't find anything, so he
Okay.
might play round 1. But there's just a bunch everywhere.
There's some at every club.
And Dimmer
Let's
thinks
do
that
this.
they didn't need to play so soon to opening round. He thinks the schedule's bad.
Zach Butters' knee.
Yep.
Matthias Philippou stress fracture.
Yep.
From St Kilda. Adam Treloar calf.
Yeah, half the doggies.
Yeah. Corbin Middlemass is a commentator.
Yeah.
And he'll be great. Liam Jones hamstring.
Yep.
Do you know what? I'm playing basketball tonight. My hamstring felt like I did my hammy.
Oh, you excited?
I've never done a hammy in my life.
Neither have I, but I don't exercise much.
There maybe Kitty Coleman delayed return from ACL.
Yeah, which is fair. Like, I think take your time, Kitty.
Nick Newman knee.
Yep.
From Carlton.
Yep.
But then also McGovern looked bad, but they've actually said it's not that bad.
Yeah, okay. There's a few of them. Like, I think Mac's going to be okay from Gold Coast.
Mac
as well.
Andrew, yeah, they were not that worried.
Yeah, not that worried. They thought it was going to be a concussion, and it turned out to be a chest complaint or something.
Toby Conway hurt his back coughing in bed.
Yeah,
Do you know Toby Conway?
Yeah, is that a Bulldogs player? No, it's not a Bulldogs player.
From Geelong, mate.
From Geelong, of course.
Yeah, but no, he's hurt himself coughing in bed.
Yeah, I mean...
Which
that
I've
happens.
done.
Yeah, I've done that as well. Yeah. I remember I thought I was dying because I'd coughed too hard and pulled like a muscle, like a high ab.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you ever done that? Yeah. It's full on.
A
lots
lot
of
of
injury,
injuries, but it's a long season, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel for the teams that have a real chance of being around 8 to 6, like the doggies, that are just going to have a god-awful start to the season.
We should talk about Ugelhagen as well as taking time away from the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
For, we're not sure, but
not
they've just
sure.
said he's away for a while. Longmire
Yeah.
just quit straight after the granny. He went, I'm no good at this.
Did we never talk about that?
Well, no, not in detail, but it's a thing to get across. He didn't say I'm no good at this. He said, I think I'm burnt out now.
Yeah.
And hand it over to Cox.
Yes. I think that's a great move, right?
Well, I don't know.
Well, they were worried that they would lose Cox if they didn't make a move on it, right? It's not that funny. He's laughing at me because I said Cox. It's not that funny.
Apparently, they did a time trial, a really hard time trial.
Yeah.
And then he said, again, and made him do it again.
Yeah, that's the sort of psychological warfare he's going to wage on his players.
Who?
Cox. Yeah, I think that's good. I don't think they'll, because of that, they won't need a reset or anything. I think they'll just go again.
Right.
You know?
Matt Rowell met with Victorian clubs. That was another news story. So
As he
Geelong was the one that it came out with, but then the suggestion is he would have met with lots.
Yeah, as he should. He should do his due diligence. There's a typical beat up because it's a northern state team. You know what I mean? Like typical. Well, they do this with Freo and West Coast and everything as well. The go home
You think
factor.
nothing to see here, you reckon?
I think he would be not doing his due diligence if he didn't meet with every club because there's a good chance he can get a bag and potentially a bigger bag by leaving the Suns than staying. Because we got a lot of players who are going to demand huge contracts.
Hot take, Tom.
Like
Do
Matt.
you think it'll stick around all year and cloud Gold Coast?
I don't think so. I think they've done the right thing by putting it to bed. And like I think most fans are level-headed like me and being like, yeah, you shop yourself around if you need to. It could also put on pressure on the Suns to give him a larger contract than they might otherwise have given him. So I think it's a good thing. And honestly, if he wants to leave, then, you know, that's okay, you know.
Fremantle, Justin Longmuir. So Fremantle should be pushing into the top 4.
I think so, yeah.
And they've said to their coach, hey, you're on one term. Is that right? You're on a year contract.
Yeah,
now,
year by year. He's a staff member as opposed to a multi-year contract.
So what does that mean?
Well, it didn't work. It was like, so they could, essentially the read into it from mine means that so they can let him go at any point.
Yeah.
Like they're not committing to him long term. But also there might be advantages for him. He might have been able to, you know, secure a higher wage or whatever, or more flexible sort of things on his end. So it might not purely be a negative, but it certainly screams, without being in the inner workings of Fremantle, it certainly screams, your job's not safe.
Yes. The Carlton president stood down.
Yeah.
Leo Sayers.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? Leo. But I actually didn't get across this because this is one of the things where something happened.
Yeah.
And then it got really cloudy.
Yes, it
about
did.
what happened. Things.
Yeah.
Something went up in the internet, a
Yep.
photo.
Yes.
And then the photo was pulled down.
Yeah.
And then
Within 15
There was
minutes.
claims of who did this.
I was hacked, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he went, I'm going to step down.
Yeah.
I have no understanding what the photo was.
No.
I haven't looked into it.
No.
I just know that there was Carlton drama in the off-season.
There was Carlton drama, and it seemed to be very, it seemed from the outside in to be unfinished, but he just walked away even though the AFL found him not guilty. So
Luke Sayers.
Not
Not Leo Sayers. Leo Sayers is a musician, isn't he?
Leo Sayers from...
Leo Sayers, I think, did that. Leo Sayers, like, I can't play any music, but it's like, I can't sing it. With me, baby, I'm all yours.
I mean, that would be funny if he was the president of Carlton.
I need the thunder in my heart. You know that guy?
No, I don't
From the
think so.
80s?
80s, yeah, I wasn't alive then.
70s, 80s. At the end of the 360 season, Mark Robinson went away.
Yep.
And then on the last episode, without even mentioning it, Jared went, and then also wouldn't be remiss without me saying Robbo. And then he was just gone.
Yeah.
So we don't know what happened there, but he apparently offered a last show, but we're not sure.
Yeah, he said no. He went on radio and said, I was offered a goodbye, but I said no.
All right.
But it still was surprising how little
He's just gone now.
Yeah, it was surprising how little after so many years, a little of a send-off they gave him.
Yeah, he might have been... get stuffed.
Yeah, he might. It sounded
I don't
that way.
know.
I listened to the radio interview he did in the following days, and it had that energy. Yeah, it really did.
But now he's just gone because this person I'd watched for a decade every day of my life, and now they're gone.
Yeah.
But now they've been replaced with Gary Lyon.
Yeah.
On 360. What do you think of that dynamic? How do you think that's going to work?
It's going to be completely different. Like, I feel like Robbo gave it that, not always, but gave it that randomness, that left field view. And I think Gary will be
volatility,
a bit more
would you say?
Yeah, 100%. I think Gary will be a little more straight line than that. But they're still two people who come from completely different worlds and see the footy in completely different ways, I think.
I mean, you can hear them every morning on SEN back talking as well.
But yeah, Gary's very much that player's player, like...
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be still be an interesting dynamic how they come at stuff.
Also in the off-season, we got an email one day saying, Sons, we're doing a rebrand. Do not tell anyone about this.
Yeah.
Can you come to Pentridge Prison in Coburg to do an interview with the players for a secret launch?
Yeah.
And we went, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Went down to Pentridge.
We did.
The Guernsey came out.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of other influencers and stuff there. And when it came out, someone went, ugh. I remember hearing someone go,
it was red.
and we were all like, oh, yeah, I don't know about it. But now that I've seen it on in games, I think it's objectively a bad Guernsey.
Yeah, everyone's given it. I don't mind, especially I bought the pink one. I quite like the pink one.
Well, that's okay. So that's what I'm going to say. The Guernsey itself, the normal Guernsey sucks. Got to change that up immediately.
Yeah, a lot
the
of
logo I rate.
Yeah, I like it.
The pink one is what they should be going.
Yeah, I like it.
I love the pink one.
I like it a lot. It'd be cool if that was like the away or the clash jumper or whatever. Because, there's a lot of screenshots on X going around of like just their jumper and you just clearly can't see the logo.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't see it. It's red on red. You can't see it. But it doesn't bother me too much,
What other AFL news is there to cover before we crack in this week? This is the last time we can talk about things this year. We've already done our ladder prediction. Go back and listen to that on Saturday with Marnie.
Yep.
At the MCG, we did this live from the MCG.
Yeah, listen to that. RIP episode was so out of date 2 days later.
I know, everyone we decided about. There's been a little bit of that.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate timing.
But that's the magic of footy. It's second sensitive.
Yeah, you've literally just got to be on it. So if you don't listen to this tomorrow, don't bother.
Yeah, just get stuffed.
Ken Hinkley.
Ken Hinkley is on a succession plan.
With Josh Carr. Yeah, but my mate Josh,
So he's got one more year and then he's out.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
It's farewell tour for Ken Hinkley. He's going to be swapping Guernseys with a lot of people.
Good for Bort, bad for Bort.
I think good for Port. Good for Port, and I hope they win a grand final for him. But just good because he's just had so many ups and downs. The ups have been super ups, and the downs have been not so great. And I just think it might be time. It felt like it might have been time last year, but I think he's awesome.
Do you think it'll be? I wonder if it'll be better for Port or worse for Port. You know what I mean?
I think they'll want to show up this year. It's about whether that lasts 28,000 rounds or not.
The last year of Mick Malthouse's succession, they got to a grand final.
Yeah,
and lost.
Yeah,
but they got there. There was a kind of all like, and with Hardwick as well. Once someone knows they're going, they kind of do this all like we're all in on this moment.
100%. It feels like that. It's a good narrative to drive your players, because that was the one thing about Port. They were a little flaky at times last
Oh,
year.
here we go. First flaky of the year.
So maybe it's that'll just help with the flakiness.
People
a bit.
forget they've finished top 4, Tom.
I didn't know if I had him at second or whatever. My
Whoa,
ladder predictor. You
what
guys
a
had him dropping
swear
out of
word.
the 8. Effity. No, I'm high on him. And after watching their preseason game the other day, I forgot they've got the best full forward in the game now, Luke Koshis, playing for them. Absolute guns. Looks like they're not missing Dan Houston at all too much. They got Kane Farrell in there stepping up.
Hard
and
to
stuff.
know with preseason, Tom, but also
Ollie Law, Georgiades.
it makes
good.
me think, what's going on at St Kilda?
Yeah, honestly.
What was that?
Oh, so I opened the AFL fantasy app, AFL app, to look at the stats at halftime, and like I sorted by AFL fantasy, and the first 15 players except for Jack McRae were all from the other team. It was like, oh god, that doesn't look like much effort. But then I thought to myself, Ross Lyon is the sort of coach that would say, don't show up today. Because it's preseason, it means nothing. Didn't he famously rest like 18 players in before a grand final?
Ross Lyon, yeah.
Yeah, so potentially it was a bit of a Ross thing, like just go out there and have a run, boys.
Back to the Doggies for a sec. Beveridge is out of contract at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye on that.
He's another one where if they announce a succession now, I'd be like, yeah, good, because he's had so many ups and downs.
It's like when you go to that aisle at Coles and you're looking at what fizzy you want. It's Beverage Watch.
It is Beverage Watch. I love Bevo as well.
Or like a Coke. If you could drink Coke from the clock on your wrist, it would be a Beverage Watch.
I've got that thing like where I feel guilty for criticizing the Doggies in any way because I love them so much. You know that thing?
No.
But I feel like I'm a football media pundit, and I've got to...
I think you are.
And I shouldn't be silenced, you know? Even though I love them.
Well, we don't know anything yet. That's the main
that's
thing.
the thing.
You know, we could go around being corny Kane,
Yeah, well, I mean, we could get a few clicks.
but the only clicking I want is from the Jets in West Side Story.
Ah, yes.
Hardwick, right? When I was watching Tigers play Collingwood the other day, I'll passingly say something about Collingwood.
Yeah.
What have you heard about Collingwood this season, off season?
That they're bloody training down the house and they're killing it and they're going to...
What controversies do you remember hearing about?
I don't remember any.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've heard nothing from Collingwood for 6 months.
Yeah.
Look out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now,
heads down.
Richmond, on the other hand,
Yeah.
they're going to have a really rough year.
Yes.
And Hardwick really fucked him.
He sort of
He
did,
really,
yeah.
really, really
He said,
did.
let's go again. Let's get Taranto and Hopper in. Let's go again. And then just sort of nicked off.
No good.
Yeah, I won't say anything bad of my coach.
But everyone says that thing of like, you know, who would fault you trying to go for a fourth? And, you know, if you're in that position, why not really just go for it? And that's a fair thing. But also, like, they're fucked now.
Yeah. As soon as he brought in Taranto and Hopper, I felt like he should have stayed like 2 or 3 years just because sells them a dream. But also, you know, things change.
Josh Tracy took Specky.
Yep. Gun.
I hope he does that in a real game. Win a car. They don't get cars anymore.
No, but they...
So West Coast, new coach Andrew McQualter, the new coach.
Yeah.
The new coach.
McQualter.
They beat North just yesterday.
Yeah.
But they have the oldest list in the league.
Really?
No, who's that?
That's got to be Collingwood.
Absolutely. Collingwood have the oldest list in the league.
Yeah, halfway.
That's what I was talking about before. I'm sorry, my data's all over the place. But McQualter, right, in West Coast, trying to keep Harley Reid, and he might be the one that gets $1 million, $2 million.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
But then they're also chasing Chad Warner, and that looks just about done, they reckon.
Yeah, that's
I don't know
nice.
whether West Coast or Freo, but one of them.
They've added some really nice pieces over the offseason, well, didn't they? Oh, was that Freo? Where did Liam Baker go?
Baker went to Freo, and he went to
he went
Coast.
to West Coast. So Liam Baker's a nice piece. So that must mean that Shea Bolton went to Freo then.
He did.
Yeah, great.
And they're going to get Cozzy, they reckon.
Yeah,
What's with these Perth teams picking up everyone, you know what I mean?
But I like the way Cozzy's gone about it. Like I feel like he's just been honest. If he leaves, it's not like he hasn't given his all to the club, you know?
Richmond draftee Luke Traynor is one of the kids who will be very, very good, they reckon,
Yeah, great. Lots of kids.
from Richmond.
Lots of kids.
Yeah, so Chad Warner apparently bought a house equidistant between Freo and Eagles.
Yeah, great. Just to keep him guessing.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Which I
Just
love
keep your
that.
options open. But then
Yeah,
also,
100%.
everything's 10 minutes from where in Perth, isn't
Exactly. It's so great. They've got great freeways there. They do.
it? Oh, that's true. The airport's pretty close to the city.
100%.
Hey,
Could
Tom.
be, yeah, go.
It is, though, however, filled with Malakas.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good to hear that music again. Brings me back to Greece, Tom, where I've never been before.
Yeah, over have I, actually.
Now, you put a call out to the Malakas for the Malaka Savlakas, is that right? For the first time of the year, and they came thick and fast.
100%. And we're going straight off the top of the dome. This is unfiltered, so we might be doing little snip, cutty cuts. But a lot of people are saying that Marty Sheargold is the biggest Malaka ever to grace the airways.
100%.
Yes.
Just a bully was my take. Just an absolute bully.
Yeah, exactly right. So many people have said so many great things. Marnie Vinyl, co-host of this pod, put out some really good stuff if you're not across it.
100%.
But yeah, just an absolute cunt.
I
honestly.
enjoy hearing from all the comedians just going, you fucking arsehole.
Yeah, everyone just popped
but
off.
quite rightly sacked and yes, as they should be.
Yeah, so Marty Sheargold gets a big Malaka. A lot of people are saying injuries.
Yeah, big Malaka injuries.
Big Malaka injuries. Kane, as always, is getting a lot of feedback. People love to give feedback on Kane Corns. I love it.
Well, fucking hell.
Just a lot of having a go at Ollie
He's kind of
Gill.
overtaking the AFL as a sort of energy source.
Yeah, 100%.
He's going to get to the point where he's not talking about football, but it's still kind of sustaining.
Yep.
Like, he'll get to the point where he's like just talking like AI 4, 7, 8, 8, and it's just so he's such a life force that it just exists without football.
100%. A couple of positive ones here. Someone said Asuva. Clary for seemingly getting himself into a good place, fit and ready to win a Brownlow. Yes, return season for a lot of great players. We got Clayton Oliver, return season. Bailey Smith, return season. Bailey Humphries is moving into the midfield of Gold Coast. Big season for him.
But not a return season.
No, not a return season, but potentially a return to some fine form. There's going to be a lot of great return narratives, I think.
Mike Pike return season, maybe.
Yep.
The Canadian ruckman from Sydney from a decade ago.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, okay, good. What are the Malaka Savlaka?
Oh, look, we're seeing a lot. Malaka starting the season on March 6th in Brisbane, where there is a chance of a cyclone.
Now,
that's what I'm hearing.
Opening round. Everyone hates opening round, don't they?
Including myself, but I'm a positive guy in this pod. But
Broden Kelly don't mind it.
Yeah, you're a fan.
The more footy, the better. I'm all for the northern states doing well.
I just have one singular reason why I don't love opening round, and it's simply that for all the years that I've loved footy, it's been about Thursday night, Carlton Richmond.
Thursday night,
That's how I've always so I've got strong nostalgia for that match, and anything before then feels like preseason.
Thursday night, Carlton Richmond.
Yeah, if that's not my first game of the year, it doesn't feel right.
We're going to that because it's Joe Koski's Bucks. Can we say that?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to go to that
join
game.
us for Joe Koski's Bucks, we'll be somewhere.
Yeah, I'm going to send you the coordinates to ruin his Bucks.
Yeah, ruin his night.
That'll be good.
It'll be really funny.
Great.
Some interesting stuff here. John Cena, big Malaka today.
Big Malaka, John Cena. Well, we'll talk about that on our new episode of Wednesday Mailbag, which we've got to find a better name for.
Oh, here's one that we can talk about really quickly. Massive Malaka for the Dallas Mavericks for trading Luka Doncic.
One of the worst decisions ever made in sport. Because they're doing that thing where they're leaking that he's out of shape and he's on shisha pipes and he vapes and doesn't eat well.
And it's just
like, great. Well, why did you trade him for a 31-year-old injury-prone guy?
Exactly. And I just love the memes of him. It's like, oh, you hated this guy who drinks beer and hookah while he carried you to the Western Conference Finals and finished in All-NBA first team 5 years in a row.
Yeah.
It's like, if this guy just gives up the hookah and beer, he'll be like Michael Jordan 2.0.
Just on the opening round thing again.
Yeah, go.
Mitch Cleary was reporting. Brisbane and the AFL are working with Queensland government and local authorities over plans for Thursday night's Gabba season opener. Currently a watching brief.
Is that bad, huh?
It's 300 to 600 millimetres of rain.
Yeah, right.
600?
Yep.
That's 60 centimetres.
Yeah.
That's 3 rulers. 130-kilometre winds forecast over Wednesday, Thursday as Cyclone Alfred nears. So that game is just not going to be on, potentially.
A couple of things that people have brought up here that you didn't mention, Broden, which would be remiss of you not to mention, was how good the Freo versus the Indigenous All-Stars game was.
It was good.
Yeah, how did we forget about that? It was such a good game.
It was a bizarre day in Melbourne as well, because Melbourne there was like 18 degrees that day.
Right.
And then the footy was on.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there going, is it fucking June?
Yeah.
But no, it was fantastic.
And apparently the captains were like all for more of it. So more of these marquee fun things.
Kevin Sheedy killed it years ago. It's just going to take one injury for all these kind of uniting games. I think every second year an Indigenous All-Stars game or something like that. It was so cool. So much positivity out of it. All the Indigenous players clearly loved playing in that game. Yeah. Freo fucking got through it and it was fine. Like I ranked it. I rated it.
I rated it too. I mean, it's just one of those things like the NBA All-Star, despite all its criticism, is still worth tuning in for, even though they don't take it seriously. So I'm all for it.
I hate that game. But I mean, there's examples of people taking it seriously, and like the State of Origin for the...
Yeah, people really care about that. Yeah, for me, it doesn't have to be taken too seriously. If I could still see, Raul to Bont to, Clayton Oliver, it's still fun.
That's the problem is Melbourne would be too strong and then can't be versus the other teams.
Yeah, sure. You got to come up with something clever.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Who are the what's the way you break it down? Adelaide, yeah, I think we'd pump everyone Victoria at the moment, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Or you need Queensland, because that's what they're talking about. We talk about it with our guest on Saturday, which I'll announce very shortly.
Yeah.
But the recruits coming through from Queens now.
Queensland. I wanted to say in that interview, but I didn't get a chance, Broden. But I believe the Gold Coast AFLW team recruited entirely from the academy.
Yeah, right.
So they had 5 picks, and they were all academy picks.
There you go.
Which is a very good sign.
And also maybe it's happening as we're talking now, but Shai Bolton is apparently dominating the preseason game against Melbourne at the moment.
Yeah,
so.
I mean he was always one of my favourites at Richmond. Like, what a gun! Can play midfield,
huge
excellent
pickup,
forward,
humongous pickup,
huge, and was down by his standards a little bit last year, but it's probably, hey, what are we calling it? Return season, mate.
You can
put him on the list.
You can see why they've put him on a 1-year contract, the coach. Because the list is very good.
The list is very good.
And you don't want to be in a position where
No, I think it's a fantastic list. Yeah, really. Every year they just have players going to new levels. It looks like Jordan Clark's going to break out this year after Hayden Young did last year.
Yeah.
They're just stacked.
All right.
That's it, really.
Tom, were you saying off air that our podcast is irrelevant and it's not even on the AFL landscape and it's irrelevant?
No, but...
Oh, I thought you were. Why... Because do you know who our guest is this Saturday? Our first mate of the year?
Who is it, Broden?
Laura Kane.
Yeah.
The executive GM of the AFL comes into this room. We've done it already.
Yeah.
She came here, she sat down there and we talked about football.
And it was an excellent chat.
She's a very impressive person.
Yeah, very impressive person. And just very down to earth and clearly gives a fuck about the AFL.
And I drilled, I went hard. I was and I pulled no punches. And the quote from it that you'll hear is, I thought this was a comedy podcast. I'm like, no, I'm getting scoops, mate.
Yeah, Broden was going in for
This is
scoops.
Dairy Bell, mate. I'm getting scoops.
Yeah, scoops of that Rocky Road one.
All right. Well, I think that's enough for a first episode. How are you feeling back?
Yeah, I'm so stoked to be here. I always sit down and go, we'll just do a quick 40 and then we record for an hour and a half. I love it.
Big Malaka is the D's Guernsey, by the way.
Oh, you don't like it? I thought you guys loved it.
Suvlaka.
I was going to say, I thought you just loved it.
I forgot. I don't speak Greek.
Yeah. I quite like it. It's got a bit of character in there,
Yeah. All right. Have
Didn't
a wonderful
you want to talk
week.
about Wednesday?
Oh, the mailbag thing.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a mailbag thing. There'll be a little mini episode from emails we got.
Yeah.
And so if you ever have feedback you want to do, email us and we'll bring it on to our Wednesday feedback show.
Feedback show.
We got to find a better name for it.
Yeah, I want it to be Wacky Wednesdays with Willie.
What?
Wacky Wednesdays with Willie.
You can't... Who's Willie?
Willie is when people give their feedback. It's Willie giving their feedback.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Wacky Wednesdays with Willie.
No, it's not going to be called... No, now it's going to be called Wacky Wednesdays with Willie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ugh.
And we'll send your feedback to Wacky Willie Wednesdays.
And I know I called it Tuesday a lot in things. Yeah. I've just decided it's Wednesday.
Footy with Broden at gmail.com.
Fucking lovely to have you back. I'm very happy to be back. I've really enjoyed this.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's just like getting back into it's the equivalent of getting back into an old podcast chair and doing a podcast that you took 3 months off doing. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful week. Enjoy the footy if you don't join us on Thursday with Marnsor for our Wacky Willy Wednesday. We'll see you, whatever. Bounce that pill.